Hey guys, welcome to this episode of Nerd Rant. I'm Dr. Zombrain, also known as Seth, with my co-host
JJ, also known as Junior Wolf.
He's being extra because apparently his microphone's only picking up 50% of him today.
Yeah, my microphone is only recording the left side audio track, so either you're going to hear this totally wrong in, the podcast, it's going to sound like I'm in the left, and I'll probably make Seth in the right just to balance it out, or it's going to be fine, and I'm going to figure something out, but we'll see what happens.
Also, I have a new microphone as well, so we're going to see how that edits. Right now, when I'm speaking randomly, for whatever reason, I'm gonna lower that down a little bit because it's just, breaking.
Yeah, that wouldn't be good.
So, this episode's gonna be a little scuffed, which is great, because JJ doesn't actually know what this episode is yet.
I have zero idea. He was just like, I have a great idea, and you don't get to know what it is.
No. And it's actually funny, because you kind of mentioned something about it already when we had our discussions beforehand. JJ, do you know what is happening around right now? I don't know the specific date because of what you did. You did some things, and I don't quite know the specific date, but around right now, do you know what it is?
No idea, Seth.
So, how about I give you a date?
Okay.
September 2nd, 2022 is when I uploaded when me and you were in the Fortnite lobby talking.
September 22nd, you said?
No,
or September
2nd. And then after that, the oldest episode, because remember, you remixed and remastered some of them, is September 24th, 2022. So what's around right now?
The podcast anniversary?
3 years! Yeah, around right now, we're turning 3 years old!
Bang!
I'm like, wait, oh yeah, that's around right now. So yeah, I actually Googled it. The average lifespan of a podcast is around 174 days, give or take, approximately 6 months. And we are at 3 years at around 150 episodes. So yeah, I figured, hey, let's just do a kind of random one. I have some stats and some some Q&A type thing, and we're just gonna talk and talk about the last 3 years.
Did you check the Spotify for creators? Because it might have the real date on there, seeing as it's the same file on there.
No, because I go back to the oldest. Oh, maybe. I went back to the oldest.
I have to log in
episode.
on my phone. I can look. Because on Spotify, it's going to show as different, but on that app, all we did is edit the file. We didn't re-upload it. So it might actually be correct on there.
All right, give or take, guys. Yeah, no, the oldest one is still September 24th, which is Marvel Phase 4 through 6.
Mm-hmm.
So if I look...
Bro, it's going to give me, the most verifications to log in.
Alright, JJ's going to currently log in through 5 different things. Nerdrant.
I promise it's me, bro.
Are you sure about that? Are you sure about that? Yeah, no, it's set through August 27th, 2023. But if I go into it, does it have something? No, I do not see. View all analytics. View all... I don't know. Yeah, maybe. I do not see it, though.
Dang.
Rest in peace. But yeah, we're about 3 years old. Again, I'm not sure the specific start date, but it's around right now. About this week.
Seth,
which we could have...
I know how to find it. Hold on.
How?
The first episode we did was a Fortnite episode, correct?
What? I'm not sure.
I believe the first, because all the ones I remastered, there was some Fortnite ones, there was the mobile games one, and then there was a Marvel one, right?
I feel like it was Marvel Phase 1 through 3, which is the first proper one, unless maybe we did the Fortnite one at home.
The first one that shows up in terms of the remasters was the Chapter 3 Season 4 Theory Time.
Because here's the other thing, is if we go to the Instagram, the first thing was the Marvel one. That's the first thing on the Instagram.
But we also didn't have the Instagram for the first couple episodes, did we?
I'm not sure. But the first episode is, the first post is September 16th. And if we did it after I did mine, which is the second, that's only like a week or two. So, again, give or take, it'd be around now.
Okay, but when did Chapter 3 Season 4 come out?
It's a good question.
Hey, Google. When did Fortnite Chapter 3 Season 4 come out? September 18th, 2022.
Which would have been after that.
After what?
September 18th. So if the first episode was around the 16th now, we would have done the Marvel episodes.
I feel like you should have tried to work this out.
Anyway, I didn't know. Like, I looked through it and I couldn't find the specific one because all this stuff was pointing to around now. But I'm not sure when we specifically started. But anyway, we are almost 10 minutes in. Yes,
yeah.
we are 3 years old. We are about 6 times long. We've lasted around 6 times longer than the average podcast. And I think you also said the average podcast also, like, Lego, lasted like 15 episodes when we reached 100. We're at like 150 right now.
We're just better.
Whoa! Okay, that's static on your end.
Oh, pardon?
That was like a little static evolve type thing that I heard.
Apparently me saying we're better is just forbidden on the podcast.
It is. So on here, you know, I have some random dates for me. When I got my first microphone was properly like September 2nd. So again, like probably right after we talked and we did that hour, I think like afterwards we discussed the podcast. September 2nd or 3rd. 2022, and then I got a better one, the HyperX Solo Cast, December 26th. So I used my Christmas money to buy a better one because the other one was crap. Then I got this other one, which was 2024, and now I have the Fi-Fine, which will have an XR. So it's gonna sound much different next week, hopefully. Which is right now.
Let's hope that equals better.
Yes. And then my video. Yes, my video was September 2nd. But then the other thing I had in here was the TikTok. On March 19th, 2023, there's a TikTok/YouTube short on mine, which is where I record me saying a few things about the loophole of whatever the Fortnite season was. And I said, hey, if you want to go listen to JJ's, you got to go listen to the episode. And it was at the LBC studio. So, because, guys, if you're new, we started on the radio. Like, our first few episodes were live.
We had a lot of episodes.
It
was like 10 or 15 episodes, and then we went to that. Yeah.
No, because JJ, it literally, the first tweet post, not tweet, I keep trying to say tweet, it's Instagram, was saying, hey, we're going to be live at LBC Radio every Friday. That is on September 16th, and that's for the Marvel episodes. The earliest we could have started was September 2nd, so the most episodes we would have had would have been one or two.
Because I remember us dying and suffering about your mic quality for a long time, and then it was like such a relief that you were on the good mics in the radio station.
I don't know, but if you look at this time frame, the earliest we could have started was the 3rd, because we did that first when he talked about doing the podcast on the 2nd. And then, why are you posting about LBC Radio on the 16th? 2 weeks later. I don't know. It's been a long 3 years. So I don't know. I think we had like one episode. I think maybe we did a Fortnite episode, but a single episode, and then school started. I'm like, hey, we could do it on here. And we're like, okay.
Anyway, we were on the radio, guys.
We were on the radio. It was really cool. That was for like a good, like almost year, because if that was March, that would have been that following semester. So it was a good 2 semesters that we were able to do that. So that was really fun. There's even one episode where you came there.
Yeah, I came to the studio and we recorded.
We came to the studio and we had a live studio audience sometimes. I know you don't remember, you weren't there those days, but I had some of my friends sitting outside watching us.
Yeah.
But man, that was 3 years ago. That's crazy.
Dang.
Yeah. And then that's really it. And then there's just some random stuff. But again, that first year, we weren't super official. It didn't come because if you look at our thumbnails, I think it was last year. It's like December 2023, aka like January last year, 24, is when we redid our thumbnail image. Mm-hmm. And that's when we started doing it on YouTube and we got like a little bit more professional. And that's also when we like launched the Discord.
Yeah.
So that first year, though, was a little rough. We have come a long way.
Yeah.
It is quality, we're still iffy.
Mm-hmm.
But professionalism, we're there.
And it's not for lack of trying, because, like, I have most of this stuff figured out. I know how to do it. I just don't have the finances to support it. Like I said, last time my cat broke my microphone. I wouldn't be using this weird condenser singing microphone thing if I had the money to order another one. It's probably better, though. I just have no idea what it
understand.
Does.
Because here's the thing, mine is like 2 little bars. Yours, like for my audio mixer, whenever I get it set up, that's it. You have like 7 different knobs probably, and like a whole bunch of different symbols.
It's
mine
like
is just
trying to
audio
listen to Spotify on a calculator hooked up to a bomb. Like, I'm sure there's a way you could do it, but that doesn't make it safe.
No. So it's a little cooked. It's not, like you said, it's not for trying, but we're here now. But it's been a ride.
Yeah.
I don't know about you. It's been fun. Just like going through and like finding this figuring out this back end stuff and like the behind the scenes technical side of podcasting.
Yeah.
Because we're on like almost, what platform are we not on?
I mean, we're on pretty much everything.
I think we're on everything. Like, we're YouTube, we're Spotify, iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts.
Now,
I
haven't checked since we got on those platforms whether or not we're actually still there. But as far as I know, we should be.
I know Apple Podcast is. I still watch this every once in a while. Like, I'll listen to part of it on Apple.
I checked iHeart a couple months ago just out of curiosity, so I know we're on there. But other than that.
But I would assume so. The only thing that we're not on is our Discord, because the Discord bot broke, so it stopped doing the weekly episodes.
Yeah, I noticed that. I was like, it's been a while since that thing sent me a notification.
Yeah, it doesn't. It doesn't. And, like, it's just too broken, like, too scuffed right now to try to figure it out. It'd be nice if we had the finances, because, like, we had to use, like, 3 different Discord bots till we figured it out. If we could just spend the money and we made a little bit of money from this, and we could just spend the $20 a year to, like, just have a bot auto-upload, it'd be great. We don't have that.
Yeah, we kind of need actual
I'm trying to save up for college, and
listen.
JJ doesn't have that kind of disposable income, because he has other payments as well.
Guys, cars aren't cheap.
No. Living's not cheap. It's 2025. But yeah. So I have some things about like some of my favorite games and stuff in the last few years, and I have answers while I ask the question. You can think about it. But the biggest thing with these questions that I have are, this is not like the end of the year, right? Every year we go through and what's our favorite game and movie from 2024, right? But we specify it comes out that year. That's not this. This could be a movie or game or show that you watched in this time frame since the start of the podcast, by the way. So since then, that you found that didn't necessarily come out, but you discovered it.
Okay.
So being a game from like 10 years ago, but you played it this year or something, and it was great. And it's like one of your favorite games of all time. So the first thing that I have is favorite game launch. So not necessarily your favorite game, but like just that launch and build up. For me, I have a tie between Black Ops 6 because I love that real world and just all that all the stuff they did, right? There was a bunch of real world, the magazines, the videos, the puzzles. But then tied with that was just the domination of Silksong. Like, that really broke the internet.
Yeah.
And I love that.
Oh, man. For me, I don't know. Because here's the thing. The way I play games, I tend to not buy many things when it comes out because one, I'm broke and I can't spend $70 on a game when it comes out. And 2, I like to finish the game that I'm currently working on before I start something else. And so a lot of times that leads to me not playing it within the first month or two that it's out.
Well, like I said, this isn't necessarily you playing the game. It's just like that build up, that launch, that day, how you felt and watching the videos and the trailers leading up to it.
Yeah. And so my response to that would probably be either Silk Song for one, because nothing can trump that over the past decade probably of releases. Like, that was crazy. But two, I'd probably honestly say, and this one might shock you a little bit, Spider-Man 2.
Okay.
Because
explain.
I haven't played it, right? And I haven't even watched that much. I think I watched like the first hour, maybe two, of content of the game. Then I decided that I wanted to play it myself and wasn't going to watch the rest. But leading up to it, I don't know if you remember seeing half the promotional stuff they did. Like, they were strapping up buses on metal cables in New York with like Spider-Man spray painted on the side. Like, it was crazy promo stuff. And I was like, this is so sick. Like, I don't care how good the game is. This promotion is awesome.
Yeah, I do like BO6, but that's kind of how I felt with the BO6, like, lead up, like, all the real world stuff and all the videos and everything they were doing. Like, I thought that was super cool, like, following that.
Yeah.
I do remember that now that you mentioned that. That was crazy.
It, like, disappeared after the game came out. Like, they completely dropped all of it. But, like, there was some seriously cool stuff that they were doing there, and I kind of wish more games did that.
Yeah. So then, after that, I actually have to think about this. How about favorite movie release? So again, not necessarily that you watch, but it's just the chaos. And again, I think for me, it's just the memes that happened. So probably between like whatever the Despicable Me was it Minions or Rise of Gru?
Yeah, Rise
and
of Gru.
Like Minecraft movie. Like how everyone went as suits or everyone just was yelling chicken jockey in the theaters. Like, again, not my favorite movies by any means, but like just the experience about those movies was just something special.
I would say, honestly, it's, for me at least, it's between the Minecraft movie, because, mind you, I had not seen any of this stuff. We went on opening day. I had not seen any of the clips of people, like, going crazy in the theater, so I was just sitting there with Lexi, like, watching this movie, and suddenly people are shouting these lines from the trailers at the top of their lungs and, like, throwing popcorn, and I'm like, oh my gosh, what memo didn't I get here? But it led to a good time. Luckily, we didn't have a too crazy theater. It was just a bunch of small kids, so it was still pretty fun. But it was either that or K-pop Demon Hunters, the sing-along theater release.
Okay.
That was awesome because I had never been to like a sing-along showing before, and so for a first time being that movie as well, it was really cool.
Side note on that, did you see the controversy with the Hamilton sing-along?
Did you see the reel I posted?
No.
My guy, my theater for that. Okay, it's story time. So
that's what this episode is. Go for it.
Here. But so I went to see this with Lexi because we have both loved this musical for years upon years, and it's awesome. We know all the words. It's so great. We were so excited to go to the theater to watch it. We have a Cinemark up here close to Erie, right? It's like the only one in Pennsylvania. I love Cinemark as a theater. It's awesome. They have great merch. They're D-box seats, so great. I was not expecting this experience from Hamilton. We went in, right, and there's a good amount of people. Like, I'd say about a half full theater here. It's a mix of like teens. There aren't many younger kids because obviously there is some swearing in it, so parents didn't bring their younger kids. But there's also like groups of adults and even some like grandparents in there who I imagine are more in it for the history side of things, or like even the Broadway side I could see. But there's, I want to say like maybe a 60, 70-year-old grandma, a maybe 40-year-old mother, and her two like older teenage sons, all sitting like in the row behind us, right? And it's me, Lexi, and her one friend that all wanted to go see this. We were super excited. It starts up, we're singing along, nothing too crazy. As things progress, we start getting a little louder because, there's other people singing. There's a group down front that are like totally into it, and we're starting to feel it, The group behind us gets up and moves back a row, which I'm like, okay, fine. If you really don't want to hear us sing, that's okay. Like, it's not a huge bother, whatever. About halfway through, they start getting up one by one and leaving, and then coming back. And then the next one gets up and leaves and comes back. And then, again, the next one leaves and comes back.
Oh.
The only one who doesn't leave is the old lady, and I imagine because she doesn't want to go down the stairs. But we end up getting told off for singing by a
Yes.
theater employee. She comes in and she's like, "Hey guys, we're getting some complaints about you guys making too much noise." And I kind of look at her. I'm like,
Yeah.
"What?" And she just
It's
I think she
fair.
read my face and she was like, "Okay, thanks guys." And she just turns and walks away. And I'm like, that's a load of baloney. And we just go back to
it's so fair
singing.
though.
Mm-hmm.
It's so fair though, because the problem was these minimum wage theater employees were not warned ahead of time that the beginning of the movie was going to be this little documentary that was going to warn people to sing and go crazy. Normally with things like this, there is a separate showing for the sing-along version, but these minimum wage employees did not realize. So half theaters are some are going for it, then some are like, hey, can we maybe not? Please, because it makes sense, because when you go to a theater, no matter what you're going for, because especially nowadays, you're expecting to go to a sing-along edition to sing-along, or you're going to experience the movie, to experience the sound quality of a theater. So if you're not expecting that, because it's not labeled as a sing-along, that's a valid complaint. But at the same time, you guys are valid for singing, because it literally told you at the beginning to sing.
And once again, mind you, we are not the only people singing in this theater. There are plenty of other groups that are all singing along to this. There are people shouting, the one song Eliza sings, Burn, one person shouted, "Damn straight," at the end of that song. And I'm like, all right. Okay, but the story's not over. So after she left, they continue to get up. They're 2 more times. One of them gets up, walks out, and complains again. And eventually, the security guard, the arm-strapped security guard, comes in, stands in the walkway to get into the theater, and watches us. He stands there with his arms on the rail, just staring at us. Sometimes he'll look at the screen, glance around the theater, but he's watching us. And I'm like, bro, this is not okay. We're singing Hamilton, not kicking people in the shins.
Again, though, both sides are valid in this situation.
But come on, Grandma. If you wanted to have a nice showing of this 10-year-old movie, watch it on Disney Plus at home. Don't come to the theater where there's going to be a bunch of theater kids singing along. Really?
But you could also just sing along at home.
But yeah, then after that, we were frazzled for the night, so we went home. The next day, I come back to ask the manager, what the heck, what was happening? And she was like, yeah, I don't know, that shouldn't have happened. I love Hamilton, and I think I'm the only one in this theater who actually knows what it is. So, you were totally in the right for singing. You guys didn't do anything wrong. I'll have to, let them know not to do that.
Or, yeah, it's just unfortunate, because again, it literally tells you to, and it's a musical, it makes sense. But then, when you go to a movie, you are expecting it to be silent.
Yeah.
I don't know, it was crazy, I think what should happen, I saw one theater said they're gonna offer discounts if you want to sing along, but you can't, they'll offer you refunds. Or something, because again, both sides are valid. The people that want to have a quiet, just experience the movie, and the people that are singing along because it tells you to. You don't know that until you sit in the theater, so you're going into it not knowing either. It was crazy. It was crazy. Anyway, yeah, wild stuff. All right, next up, favorite. How about we go back to some games? How about favorite story game? And again, not one that necessarily came out in the last 3 years, but you played for the first time in the last 3 years. For me, it's really easy. God of War Ragnarok. It is honestly one of my favorite games I've ever played of all time. I only experienced it last year. It was really good. God of War 2018, I like the gameplay a little bit, but you get so much from character development and Ragnarok from 2018. It is a direct sequel with a lot of character development from the original. And it was I was really happy with how a lot of that turned out. With Kratos and his son and just the world and different. For example, Kratos is a lot calmer, but then he's talking with this one person who he had to kill her son. But then she's like, you don't know what I feel like. It's yeah, I killed my daughter with my hands back in the original trilogy. I didn't realize that. So then I'm going back and I'm following the original trilogy, and it's just a lot of the stuff, everything's connected. One of my favorite games of all time, honestly. Honestly, after the last few Fortnite seasons, I might be putting it above Fortnite.
Honestly, Fortnite's dropped a couple pegs for me too.
But favorite story game? How about you?
Oh goodness. Honestly, I play a lot of story games, but recently it's been like such a drought because I've played a lot of the ones that I've been wanting to play. The only ones that I still like have up there on my list are PlayStation ones, really. And I have a PS4, but that's not going to do me much good for a lot of the newer ones. So,
No.
all in all, I would probably say Expedition 33, probably.
Okay.
'Cause that
I've
one
heard
was,
of-
it was crazy. Like, the twists and turns in that game, like, dude, when I say halfway into that game, it completely flips what you thought was the plot on its head. Like, they play out a story, and then they're like, actually, that story is so much smaller than you thought it was, and like doubles the ante big time. It's crazy.
Nice.
And it takes a lot for me to like talk to the game, but like I was sitting there like yelling at the screen like, no, what are you doing?
And I gotta say, like, from the art style, but also the gameplay mechanics seem very unique in that game. Like, it is a very unique take on the turn-based genre.
Mm-hmm.
So my one friend while streaming Ghost of Tsushima yesterday said, have you played Expedition 33? And he said I should definitely give it a shot. It's up there. And I gotta say, one of the biggest things with that is the fact of how good it was for $50.
Right? I think it was 40
Like-
for like the deluxe edition.
I don't know, but either way,
Mhm.
insane in today's standards.
And once again, another one that launched on Game Pass, so a lot of people were able to
Yeah.
play it for free before buying it.
And then, so that story, favorite FPS. I know you've been experiencing a little bit more. I think in the last 3 years you probably tried Valorant, right? For the first time. So like you have Valorant, Call of Duty, X-Defiant, Splitgate, like Fragpunk, like all these first-person shooters. Which one was your favorite? Mine is probably just Black Ops 6, but that's partially not just for the multiplayer element. I, for the first time, really sat down and played zombies and was doing the Easter eggs, and that was really fun to do. Trying to do it by myself, figuring it out when a map dropped before I watched a video, just fully experiencing it in its life cycle instead of going back into a game that came out 3-4 years before I actually played it.
Mm-hmm. This is tough. I don't know.
Overwatch 2.
Yeah. I definitely
one.
not Overwatch. Honestly, I might say X-Defiant. Like, it got rough in the later days, but during that, like, first launch period, it was really, really fun.
Pre-season.
Yeah.
I actually was going through, because I was updating my website, trying to add, like, some more posts, and I want to, like, just do some other things, but then I was looking through some of my old videos while doing that, and I just see the 2 episodes of my Road to Titanium Prisma on the L115, and it kind of made me a little sad, because it's like, one, the snipers just suck. They nerfed the sniper so hard, and then even if they fixed it, the game shut down. Like, I just got Titanium Prisma. Like, it had so much opportunity, but after, like, during season 2, it just fell off a cliff.
Yeah, but it was really fun in the beginning.
But that
and
pre-season,
especially for something
was
to like
great.
Get me into FPSs, that was like a good starting point because it wasn't overcomplicated, but it wasn't too simplistic, and it had a good balance of like comedy versus realism.
Yeah, that was a good one. The next one I don't have an answer for, so I'm gonna have to think about this too. Favorite open world. So this might not necessarily be like an open world game. It might not necessarily be you could like the story of it in a story game, but specifically the open world element. Which one had your favorite?
Are we talking like visuals of the world or like
gameplay? So like side quests, just an open world. You can do whatever you want. There is a story. You could like the story, but like you fully experienced for the first time in these last 3 years. I'd say for me, I played it beforehand, but in the last 3 years, I actually was able to sit down and complete Breath of the Wild, and I really enjoyed that.
That's a good
lot
one.
of different weapons, practicing like the parries to do the Lynels and everything. I really liked Witcher and some other games, but there's no other game, open world game, where I really experienced and explored and upgraded and did all this stuff other than Breath of the Wild.
Yeah, I mean, so I'm one who I love to 100% maps if it's a game that I enjoy the base gameplay of. a lot of games aren't able to get me with that. Like right now I'm playing through Star Wars Outlaws. I love Star Wars, right? Like Star Wars is something I have no problem dumping time into. But this game, it's not a world that I want to go around and just collect-a-thon. Like it would seem so tedious to me. The only franchise that's been able to get me to do it again and again is Assassin's Creed, so I'm probably going to have to give it to Mirage. I just finished the open world of Shadows, but Shadows open world is not fully traversable. I don't know if I mentioned this or not, but like you cannot run around on your horse or anything throughout the world. You have to stay to the roads because half the terrain you can't actually scale because you can't climb everything like you can in Odyssey or Breath of the Wild. You can't, like you slide down. And so it's just, you can't see like the forests and everything like you can in Odyssey. And I don't know, Mirage, it was like that last game that we had before they switched to this style of open world. And so you could go everywhere, you could climb everything, but it was also really good looking because we hadn't had a really next-gen desert game since Origins.
Okay. I know right now, again, I'm playing Ghost of Tsushima, and I really like it, but I don't think it's super open world. Like, I can travel a lot, but I haven't played enough. It sounds like I'm still, like, in the pre-game, because I thought I was, like, I got 2 hours, and I restarted yesterday, and I did some stuff I didn't do before. Like, I didn't even realize I didn't actually unlock upgrading swords and armor. Like, I didn't do that my first playthrough, which, again, was only an hour and a half in. Like, I didn't experience that much. But I realized it's not just beating the one guy, it's actually, like, freeing the island, and there's a bunch of territory, so I'm not quite sure what finishing the game is, if that is beating the final, like, the one boss that took our, because it sounds like after I do that, there's more to it. So I'm not sure how open world it is versus, like, how much I have to do beforehand, but it's definitely more open world. But again, like, something like, what's it called? Like, Breath of the Wild, like, you can literally do any of the 4 Guardians in whatever order you want, whatever playthrough you do. And that's what I like in an open world as well. Complete freedom in the order you do stuff. Alright, so that's FPS, open world. Ready for the next one?
Yeah.
What was your favorite Fortnite season since Chapter 3, Season 4? I know we both just said we haven't been enjoying it as much, but again, it's just going back to that roots. This podcast started because of Fortnite. Like, Fortnite, without Fortnite, we would not be here right now, realistically.
Yeah, this is very true.
So,
I mean, the first video happened in a Fortnite lobby, so...
Yeah, so, and it's also, yes, there's problems, but, like, we still have 3 years of seasons to go through. This is the whole way back to Chapter 3. So there's gotta be a season or two that's, like, really good in there, right? That we enjoy. So for me, I have a tie between Chapter 4, Season 4. So that was Last Resort. I just loved the stealing all the different mythics and the augments and everything. That was a really fun season. But then it's tied with surprisingly Chapter 5, Season 5, or 4. And that is specifically for Fortnitemares. I feel like that is still my favorite Fortnitemares we've ever had to date. With the unique Pumpkin Patch POI, Capture America Shield, and Horde Rush. Like, that was a really good update. And that, like, month or so, especially because I was playing that leading up to BO6, was some of the most fun I had probably in the last year or two.
Man. I'm looking at, like, the cutoff of Chapter 3, Season 4, and everything before it, I'm like, I loved that, and everything after it, I'm like,
it's
that
really
was okay,
picking.
that one was alright, that one had some good stuff.
Leading up to that, like, every season, we had fun. Like, if we started at the end of Chapter 2 or something, we would have had so much fun. But just after we started, like, it just I feel like every 4 or 5 Fortnite episodes we did, Fortnite's dying. Fortnite doesn't listen. Here's how you fix the game. And they never did anything.
Yeah.
It's really sad. Because, like, right now we're looking at, like, the lowest player counts we've had in, I think, since Chapter 4. Which might have been when the player counts went live. So this might be the lowest player count we've pretty much ever had.
Yeah. Okay, so after Chapter 3, Season 4, Chapter 4 Season 2 was really good. That was the Mega City. That was awesome. I had a lot of fun
when we
there.
had the legendary Slurp, the Overclock Pulse Rifle, the Havoc Pump, and the ODM gear, or the lightsabers, like just chucking rocks. Oh my gosh.
That was really,
some vibes.
Just
that was
the
some
aesthetic
vibes.
of that season and the loot pool of that season were so good, and even the battle pass. I still use skins from that battle pass.
Oh,
so
I
that was
love
awesome.
that one. Like, I love using like the Green Fox, or Renzo is still one of my favorite skins. I just wish I could take the hair off.
Yeah. Gosh, I don't know if anything really is to that level. I had fun in the Doom season, but it just, I don't know, it didn't hit as hard. Like,
no, we really thought it was going to be like the next Marvel season, and aka like it was going to be like the same level as the original, and it just wasn't.
Yeah, I don't know. I think the only one that could probably counter it would be Chapter 4 Season 1. Because the hype of the new map and the battle pass, and they did have the seedlings of some good lore there to start off. Like, we got Gino, the character we've been hearing about for 3 chapters beforehand.
Gino, plus we had the, what's it called? Those reality warriors over in Brutal Bastion or something, and trying to figure out who those people were.
So there was a lot of hype there, and I was looking forward to seeing what came next if it had just went nowhere. But I won't fault that season specifically for it. That's the fault of the following seasons. So I'd say Chapter 4 Seasons 1 and 2 were my highlights. Just went downhill from there.
Especially Season 1 and 2, augments. Augments are what, like, attachments were trying to be a version of augments, and they just failed. We need augments back. I fully believe that. I think if augments came back, it would add so much fun, because we already have so much stuff like that. But imagine adding these mid-game objectives like the OXR, like ranks and bolts and everything, with and the boons and medallions, and you throw some augments in there. How chaotic and fun pubs could be.
Yeah.
So that's it for the games, and obviously we still have some time, so once we get these last few questions, we can go more, like some random stuff. The next question I have is, because you started anime realistically in the last 3 years. So what's your favorite anime that you watched? Because you didn't really watch it before that.
Are we counting, like, movies?
Yeah, anime. In the last 3 years, what movie or show have you watched for the first time in the last 3 years in anime? Like, what's your favorite?
I assume K-pop Demon Hunters doesn't count.
No, it's not.
Dang. I want to say Solo Leveling, but I feel like that's such a, like, normie answer.
That's a fair one.
Because, like, it's really good, but it
though.
also is, like, insanely popular right now, so it's a lot of people's favorite.
I don't think that's an awful answer.
I don't remember
think it's better
what year
than,
it was, but the whatever One Piece movie you had me watch, Red, was it? It was
Film
not
Red
bad.
came out, like, okay, so Film Red or Solo Leveling.
Yeah.
For me, I gotta say Steins Gate. That is a sci-fi anime about, like, time travel, kinda, and it's like this time loop, and the guy has to save his friend in, like, this time loop, but it's like this really cool psychological sci-fi series, and there's 2 seasons. It's actually, like, top of my anime list, not mine, like the website. Like, it's one of the highest rated, and it's there up with, like, Free Reign, if you've heard of that one, or Full Monogamous Brotherhood. Like, it is up there as, like, top 5 anime of all time, and, like, the general consensus. So after that, the only other thing I have is, what's your favorite movie that you watched in the last 3 years?
K-pop Demon Hunters.
Wow, shocker. This is one I wrote down and I forgot to answer, because, like, I'm not sure. Because, like, in the last 3 years, I started watching Ghibli, so I didn't watch any Ghibli movies beforehand, but there are some other anime ones that were really good, like Bubble or Silent Voice. But then the other thing is, like, you have a lot of other movies. Like, you have some classic animated films, you have live action, horror, like, I don't know. Wait, what was the big ones from the last few years?
The big movies?
Yeah, like the big movies. Because when we were talking about it earlier, like favorite film release, I was thinking Endgame. I'm like, no, Endgame came out like 2-3 years before the podcast.
Yeah. I'd say the big ones we've gotten would probably have been like, unfortunately for the MCU, a lot of the big characters, their movies just sucked after Endgame, so I wouldn't count those as big as much anymore.
Yeah.
But we've got some of the live action remakes did some pretty good numbers, like How to Train Your Dragon. That one was actually a pretty good remake. It was just, if you didn't like the original movie, you probably wouldn't like this either, because it's pretty much exactly the same thing. Goodness, what other like big time movies were there?
I just
that
looked
weren't
it
part
up,
of the MCU?
like biggest of the 2020s. I don't know. I'm gonna honestly maybe just say, because I can't really think of anything
The
else
Mario
that was, like,
movie?
super crazy. Yeah, no.
No, you didn't like that one?
No. I remember I told you I just wasn't a fan of the art style. Like, I wouldn't have mind if it was more 2D. I just am not a fan of that 3D art style at all.
Literally every Mario game after 2005.
But it's still like I still prefer the original 2D, but of the Mario games too. But like just for movie franchise wise, like I'm just I wouldn't have mind if it was like more like the classic Mario animated shows. I would have preferred that.
What, budget of $10 and a couple guys in plumber outfits?
Well, they could have gone way crazier. It's also, I'm not a fan of Chris Pratt. Chris Pratt needs to stop voice acting everything. I mean, he's not the main reason. Like, he's not the worst. There's definitely worse options. But again, for Mario, there's definitely better options. I'm sorry.
Chris Pratt is the best option for everything.
No.
They should have had him play Peach.
Did you start watching movies the last 5 years? That's what I feel like. No, I'm gonna say probably Boy and the Heron or Princess Mononoke. And that's because there's definitely a better option, but I just can't think of anything that I watched in the last 3 years that really blew me away. There are some great movies, like I'm looking through here, like the Demon Slayer movies. I really liked Beetlejuice. I think that is one of the best sequels I've watched. But like, there's just nothing that like I put at the top of my list for movies other than those two Ghibli movies.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Other than maybe Kung Fu Panda 4. That's a joke. That's a joke. Multiverse Madness. That was a great one. I'm looking here. Deadpool and Wolverine's here. Like, I haven't seen that one yet, but I do want to watch that.
Mm-hmm.
Wonka looked really good too. Did you watch that one?
I did not.
That one looked really interesting. Like a different take on Willy Wonka's. Definitely not the Minecraft movie. Oh, speaking of, so how about for the rest of it, let's talk about the rest of the year and like maybe like what we're looking forward to. So let's start with one of our most anticipated movies that you know of, like coming out in recent, like current time. That's like confirmed to happen. What movie are you most anticipating?
Oh boy.
I have an answer already. Do you remember Glass Onion?
Yes.
There's a new Glass Onion movie and Knives Out movie coming out on Netflix, I think this month.
Nice.
And I love, that was just a really fun comedy. Again, there's not a lot of movies that like I'm really excited for, other than, I guess, the next Demon Slayer movie, because we just had one, but the next one's not going to be out for 3 years, maybe?
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be 3 movies spread across like 10 years. It's cooked. But I think Glass Onion, I have more fun.
Like, I have a bunch of movies that I'm excited for, because recently, me and Lexi have made a habit of, like, once a week or once every other week going to the theaters and watching a movie. And so that, in turn, has made us excited for any sequels or things from other studios that are coming out. And so, like, we watched the last couple Marvel movies in theaters. We watched Superman in theaters. We watched even some, like, A24 movies in theaters. Like, there's been a lot of good ones that I'm excited to see where they go. Obviously, I'm excited for Doomsday and Spider-Man Brand New Day. Those are two that, like...
I don't know if it's confirmed, but I saw something that apparently Kang might be there in Doomsday. I'm intrigued, but there's nothing currently pointing to say that this is going to be anywhere close to Infinity War Endgame level. for me for the train wreck that was production.
No. I saw somebody that had a great perspective on this movie. So you know how in phase 1 we got a bunch of movies for these characters one off, and they maybe got a sequel. I think Iron Man got a sequel, and then we got the Avengers, which was the team up movie that brought all these characters together, right?
Yeah.
People are saying Doomsday, while on a much grander scale with more characters, is going to be a similar thing. Avengers was not the end of the franchise. It was not something that was supposed to be like a big climax. It was simply, okay, let's thread all of these different pieces together that we've built up, and then we can do interesting things with them. People are saying Doomsday is going to be that, where it's like, okay, we have all of these different teams, right? We have the street-level heroes, we have the Young Avengers, we have the original Avengers, we have the new Avengers, we have, I'm missing one. What am I missing? The Fantastic Four, right? We also have the new Guardians, right? There are all these different teams, plus the X-Men from the Fox universe that are apparently going to be in this movie. I don't know how many of them they're going to use, but people are saying think of this movie more as that, where they're going to bring these teams together and have them interact, and from this movie is where those teams will have their launch point to go into other things. Like, what if instead of... What if it's kind of like a reverse of what happened with Phase 1, where instead of bringing all of these people together so that they're now united and all intercrossing throughout the next phases, it's like, what if Doomsday is like, okay, let's bring all of these separate threads that we like branched out back together, and then from there we're going to have different things that people can follow. So say you're not interested in the new Avengers, you don't have to watch anything about them. You can just follow the Young Avengers, right? And they will kind of have their own separate corner of the MCU that you can follow if you're interested. That way, sorry, let me swallow my spit because I haven't swallowed for the past like 10 minutes. I've been talking too much. What if now it's... Because the biggest problem in the MCU is people don't want to go back and watch everything to be caught up to watch the newest movie coming out. What if now from Doomsday, all they have to do is watch Doomsday, and then they can
It's a starting point of different storylines.
Yeah, they can follow the team that they're interested in, and then all they have to do is watch that.
I hope it's like that, and I see what you mean, like it could be more like the Avengers. The only problem I still have with it is from everyone that we've known, from what I've either seen or just from heard about, none of the teams intrigue me as much as the Avengers.
Which
there
is fair.
hasn't been any movies that are like Captain America. I still like Captain America First Avenger more than Iron Man, but I still like Iron Man. Like that's at least two characters right there of that Avengers team that intrigue me, whereas right now I haven't seen enough. The only team movie that I really want to watch of a team that's in there is Fantastic Four. That's like the only team that kind of intrigues me.
Which is so
and
completely
if that's
fair.
One
like
out of the entire everything.
They've put themselves in a spot where they have made the best team possible, and now anything they make after that is not going to come close. So it's just a matter of which one is most interesting to you, and if you care to see what happens, you can watch everything
the Young
else
Avenger
too.
Movies.
Mm-hmm. They've already said they're going to bring down frequency on movies, so I think they said they're going to do 2, maybe 3 movies a year in the MCU in general. So we could just get like some spin-off shows on Disney Plus, or even like these special, I don't know what they're calling them, the like 1 hour long kind of short films, like Punisher's getting one. They could do that to like show the audience what that team has been up to before the next crossover movie.
That could be cool. We'll have to stay in tune with that. We'll definitely like do an episode whenever that comes out, right? I'm gonna have to force myself to watch. I have Disney Plus, so I can watch most of them. Most of them are out on Disney Plus now, right?
I feel like the Fantastic Four is the only one that's not.
Is. I think it is.
It's too new. It came out like a week or 2 ago.
Bro, no, it came out like a month ago.
What?
It came out with Superman.
I thought Thunderbolts came out with Superman.
No. It came out July 25th. So it came out over a month and a half ago.
Dang. Might be on Disney Plus then, I don't know. You should definitely binge those. We can do another Marvel episode.
Yeah, when Doomsday comes out.
Wait, Doomsday?
Yeah, Doomsday. It's only one day. It's only one day. Time travel, remember? We condensed it all down in like an hour.
Right.
Okay. So there's our movies. How about game? Most anticipated game. Not GTA 6, because neither of us actually are anticipating GTA 6 at this point. Or Hytale, because we don't know if it actually exists yet or not.
Okay, let me ask this. Do we have to have had like a trailer for it, or is it just that we know it's coming?
I'm going to say no. Like, if it's just like on one of those Xbox showcases or something and there's a game in the work, that works. Like, that can be your most anticipated.
Then probably
like, you just know of it.
Jedi 3, the third
Okay.
Jedi game. Whenever that comes out, that is going to be... Like, I'm probably going to take a day or two off to play that because I loved the first 2 games, like some of my favorite games of all time. So that third one being the ending of the trilogy as well, it's going to be awesome to see.
Gotcha. That could be cool. For me, right now, I'm going to say my current most anticipated, I really like Black Ops 7, but Black Ops 6 was great, and I do think Black Ops 7 will be better in almost every way. Honestly, probably right now, from the time that I've played in it, Ghost of Yote, I'm really excited to, like, fully experience another game like that. Because I don't really play current games or, like, games at launch. But that game I'm planning on pre-ordering, like, I'm gonna get it, and I'm gonna be playing it right away. The only thing close to that would probably be I'm also really excited for Witcher 4.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I have like 10, 15 hours in Witcher 3. I haven't got that far in the story, though, because there's just so much, like, open world in that. But
Yeah.
Witcher 4, again, to be able to play it at launch, I'm really excited. And the quality of it with my PS5 Pro, it's, like, I don't know if you remember, did you see the visual of it? And just, like, how everything interacts and, like, you're, like, the NPCs and everything. Like, it looks really high quality because it's hopefully a well-optimized UEFN 5 game.
Mm-hmm.
Because let me tell you, Borderlands 4 just dropped, and I have not been seeing great things about the performance.
I mean... yeah...
So
I am
hopefully
excited
Witcher
to play
4 has
that
good
one for the matter
performance.
that it's like a huge game and it's supposed to be like
Yeah.
a really good one in the franchise. It's just, and this is not just this game's problem too. This is something that every game has struggled
Yeah, it's
with,
just gaming in
especially
general right now.
in this generation. They cannot optimize for launch. Like, it's so difficult for AAA games to optimize for launch for some reason.
Which I think is one of the other funny things about the indie games this year with Expedition and Silksong. It's the fact that not only do we have these good story, good price, we're not waiting a month for it to be playable.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it just comes out and we play it that weekend and we're chilling.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's probably some other ones, but those two are the ones because I'm just starting. I'm still fresh in story, right? I've definitely been playing more the last year or two, but I haven't really like delved deep into any franchise like you have with Assassin's Creed or the Star Wars games or Lego games.
Mm-hmm.
So the only franchises I've only played a few. Now, if we get an Ancient Egypt God of War announced, that's instantly number 1 on my list. I would love that, but I don't know about that.
Yeah.
How about most anticipated Fortnite season?
No
I'm
comment.
funny, aren't I? I plead the 5th. Anything else? We have like 5-7 minutes left. So is there anything else you like?
What's been your favorite episode that we've done over the whole course of the podcast?
The weeks where we didn't do any.
Well, guys, this sounds like it's going to be our last episode.
Catch you all next time on Nerd Rant 2. Because sequels is the way you go in 2025. Nothing original.
Sigh.
Am I wrong?
No.
So, okay, ask the question again. My bad.
What's been your favorite episode we've done?
I'm gonna say all the theory episodes we did for Fortnite. Back when we really, like, thought about the new season, we had an episode on, like, hey, what do we want for the loot pool to be? Hey, what's the story going to be? And, like, what's the theme going to be after the event and everything? Those were really fun because they were just us rambling about everything happening. And it would pretty much be from the games that we played that week leading up to the episode. Like, we're talking throughout the entire week leading up and theorizing.
Mm-hmm.
That was such a fun time.
Yeah.
I would say Terraria, but I don't want people to listen to that because it's atrocious. I really like Terraria, but honestly, that episode's so outdated. Because like I've played it more, you've played it more. Because I think was that before your modded playthrough?
I think so.
Before we did that Calamity Chaos Night?
Mm-hmm.
I think so. We really need to do one. We will when 1.4.5 comes out.
Definitely. I'll take a weekend off and come down.
I don't know where you're going to be staying, but okay.
You're under your bed.
My bed's on the floor. So you could be sleeping in the neighbor's room.
In the closet.
Sure. Anyway, how about you? What's your favorite episode we've done in the last 3 years?
That's tough. Honestly, the one that immediately comes to mind is the genre episodes. They are chaotic and unhinged, but like it's so much fun just talking like all these technicalities and stuff. And every time I get like in tears and laughter because nothing makes sense anymore. Like after that, I have to like go outside and like kiss a tree to like ground myself again because my brain has been turned to mush.
Yeah, that's pretty much how it goes. There's definitely been some fun ones we did here and there, but I definitely think both of those are either they're classic or they're always enjoyable every time we do them.
Have you, this is totally random, but like my brain draws a parallel between these two things. Have you seen the one video that's like the logic of paper towel roll math?
No.
Okay, I'm gonna send you a reel after this episode and I want you to watch it, but like it's he's trying to explain, like, you know how it says on the bags of paper towels that you can buy that like it's a mega roll, so one roll is equal to 3 regular rolls.
Oh, no,
you know?
I think I know what you're talking about. No, never mind. I haven't seen the video, but I know exactly, like, where I've seen something like it, or maybe I have seen a video. I know exactly what you're talking about now.
Where it's like, it doesn't line up. None of their math on any brand, even within the same brand of, like, Mega and Super Rolls, it doesn't line up. The math doesn't make sense, and that's how I feel every time we record a genres episode, and it's just, it's so chaotic and makes me want to die.
Yeah, that's fair. I'm looking through the episodes if there's anything else that really stands out. Not really. Yeah, I'd say those two series, like almost every episode of those two series were enjoyable.
Yeah.
JJ, this podcast has been going on, did the math, quick 365 times 3. We were officially over 1,000 days at minimum. 1,000 days of this podcast.
That's a lot.
That is a lot. How you feeling about that?
Honestly, it's been a ride. It's been fun. I'm glad to have somewhere to rant about my nerdy thoughts, because apparently nobody else in the world thinks as deeply into this as we do.
No, this is why we're doing certain episodes, like the genre.
Yeah.
Guys, can you guys just figure it out? Because I don't want to deal with it again.
You know it's inevitable. When we're out of ideas one day, we're going to have to be like, all right,
we're always going to be out of ideas, but we're also never... That's the hardest part about the genre episode, is trying to remember what we talked about for the last 3 hours worth of conversation about genres.
We have to, like, re-listen to the previous episodes and, like, dig through our computer files to find what we wrote down.
Actually, you know what? Speaking of, like, going back, do you know what we should definitely do again soon? Is another streaming episode, because that was one of our big ones, the anime streaming, and because we had to re-record that. I don't know if you remember. We had, like, an extra 10 minutes at the end, because we recorded it at LBC, I think, and then I came home and I realized everything changed, so we added, like, a 5-minute conversation at the end.
Yeah. We should definitely update that.
That's 3 years out of date.
Yeah. Guess we know what our next episode is.
We have plenty more content to come. I just want to say thank you for following this crazy journey, because again, we are on the high percentile of podcast lifelines. Like, we have been around the block, and it's been a wonderful journey with y'all.
Definitely. We've had a great time putting polls that nobody answers and asking for comments.
Thank you, Timothy. And me and you, because we're the 3 people that are answering.
Exactly. But you know what? I've talked to a couple people who do listen, and thank you for listening. It's great to find somebody that likes to listen to our random rants.
Yes. So I'm Dr. Zombrain.
And I'm Junior.
Make sure you follow, subscribe, hit the bell, join our Instagram and Twitter and Facebook and Discord, Linktree, everything in the description. Hit the poll, please.
Yeah, press a button.
Okay, bye.